waiver is to keep things the same way? Because I think some people might not be totally clear on that.
Okay. The question or the comment was, let's make sure that we understand what the waiver is that we're asking for. The waiver is to allow Perry Harrison to maintain the current organizational structure for your grades, which allows for you to have more than 24 students in your K-3 classrooms, and that's where our problem is in first and second grade. And I'm willing to stay as long as anybody would like and ask questions, but I do want to be sensitive. I know you have a curriculum night, and y'all start at 5:30, and it is 5:30, so maybe 2 more questions, and then if folks want to come and ask me questions. Yes?
But what is the likelihood that the waiver will be granted?
I want to be really realistic about this. As I said, I think Mr. Logan has done a masterful job, and if you come to the board meeting or look at the board minutes for this Monday night, you'll see the wording that he chose. He talked about the need for us to be given a waiver because of the numbers of children in classrooms that would be affected, and the fact that we, as a community, feel that it would be much more advantageous to the students to not have to be reorganized at this point. But I will say that we can fix this, and we can fix it with just one combination. And Mr. Logan has been in the position of screening these kinds of waiver requests when he was at DPI, and as he told the parents the other night, he is not real hopeful that it's going to go through because overall, the numbers are low, and by doing this combination, we'd be at 22, 22, 22 in our first grades, 22, 22, 22 in our second grades, and what is it, 8 and 7, and 9 and 7 in our combination. So I would just say this also in closing that part of the loop. Right now, it's our intent to go forward to the board with this. Some parents have called and indicated to folks that if there's not a really good chance on this, they'd rather go ahead and reorganize now. I don't know how this group feels about it. You're the group that is really affected by this. If you have strong feelings about it and would instead prefer that we reorganize now and not try to take it to the board and wait till November, what you should do is to write a letter or an email to Mr. Logan, and he will share your thoughts with the school board on Monday night. Sorry, I hadn't asked a question yet.
I just want to comment that since the 4th grade kids were told, and 4th graders know 2nd and 1st graders, that it's pretty much out, and that you all might want to consider, I mean, there is something to tell. This is an issue, even though you don't know the outcome now. Right. The fact that it could happen, I don't know whether it's better to tell them or not, but they're going to hear about it, I think.
You know your children, and you know whether telling them about it is going to be more unsettling and worrisome to them than waiting and finding out the outcome. I can't tell you what to do about that, but and it may vary family to family. Yes, ma'am. Schools deal with this. This is something that goes on all over the state every year, and different schools deal with it different ways. And I'm not sure what Ms. Mitchell has in mind, but I know she will let you know, and we will make sure that we don't repeat some of the unfortunate communication errors that happened before. Your teachers are talking and have. At one point, they thought this was going to already have happened, so I believe they have their lists already made up. Now they're tentative lists until the event happens, but there will be plenty of notice, and there will be a transition period. For example, when we talked last time about doing this, we had said that we decided it on a Monday and it would happen the next Monday, and that there would be a gradual opportunity for the children who were going to move to get to go to the new classroom where they would be, see the other students, have some activities with the other students, do a couple of bonding things, get to know the teacher a little bit in segments, and then the Friday afternoon before the Monday, let them stay all afternoon in those classrooms. The parents were to be notified by phone so that they could have a conversation. And in fact, at that point, we were going to have the parents meet the actual new teachers at whatever meeting that was we had that week, what it was, at the picnic. We were going to have you meet before the picnic. And then when we decided, when it got out, and there were so many concerns about it, we decided to wait and rethink this and ask for a waiver, then those didn't happen. But there were definite plans for how that was going to happen at that time. Yes, sir. Last question. We'll go on for quick enough.
So I think for this year at least, a lot of this is out of our hands. A lot of it is, whoever's going to make the decision is, going to make the decision, and then we sort of have to move on from that. For next year, and planning and looking at allocations and things like that, it looks like this year, from what I was told, first grade had 4 teachers, and then it shifted down to 3, which pushed us, or had 5, and then pushed us down to, whatever.
Will y'all look at putting middle school teachers, eliminating some middle school positions and putting them in the heavier grade levels? I mean, it just doesn't seem like there's an